So after yesterday's sculpture exhaustion, back to the term. It's a bit, yeah, residency as an artist residency. The very first moment was getting the key at my high school at the Philipp Melanchthon Gymnasium. I got the key for the bicycle storage in the cellar. It was a huge area, 400 square meters, and it was filled with crap. I think we've been there once down to print our lino cuts. And I got the key because I was one of two members of the sculpture group. Also, that was a kind of an extra class, 2 hours in one afternoon. Got the key so I could go do the thing there, but then I had the key, and so I could also during other times go down there. So I had a kind of a, yeah, we could also call it a studio. So that's kind of like residency 1. Residency, kind of pre-residency 2 is then doing civil service in the Bavarian forest, where you work at the youth hostel, really in the outskirts, in the mountainous areas, where you actually also are put in a new life situation and try to understand surrounding location, culture, but also the materials, the everyday knowledge and all that stuff. So that was, I stayed there 6 months until I went back then to continue the service in Nuremberg. And the third thing, that was during university time, I did an exchange at Bath College in England. And that was nice because I was running out of time, so that was the last chance doing in my 9th semester. So then, besides me, not me going alone, there suddenly were 10 people going there. So when we arrived there, we wouldn't get any studio space, obviously, because suddenly people that never been seen in a studio wanted a studio space. So we ended up in this kind of semi-detached house, and yeah, and then then 2-3 people left also to fancy London, or to challenge. And so I actually needed to continue a practice also in a totally new surrounding, different language, different culture, with no access or refusing access to certain kind of like facilities that can entertain you, and also no contact to students because you would not work there. So that was also pretty self-driven, where you actually need to understand, okay, what do I do tomorrow? Because tomorrow I can do whatever you want. So then later, after finishing school, the most important ones is probably a 1 year in Balmoral, in Bad Ems, and 1 year in Bobswede, where you actually have a whole year with a group of colleagues. I think that's also a nice time where you have a studio space and you get a bit of support, and at that time even a well amount of money, where you are also over 1 year have actually regular studio time, and are so focused and also lost in a practice that you need to you also understand how you organize it and how you structure it. And from this experience, then that's the last point I want to get to, was then when I was invited doing something by Maria Lind at Umeå Art School in the north of Sweden. Then I understood, oh, there's a flat, I could be there. I just moved up to Umeå and kind of recreated a kind of residency, because we could have also just put a sculpture in front of the school. So I recreated a structure that allowed me then, using the school as a residency, but also to understand the possibility to walk yourself through the different workshops, doing etchings, doing sculptures in the wood workshop, and then doing walks. I did a church guide then, that was the first one, and also creating a painter hall where nobody wanted to paint with me, but that's not a problem. So I think that's a nice way to understand what location, what time are how they are important for a practice, but also then how practice actually is a tool to understand and to learn about and from the surroundings. Yeah, I think that's, I would say, the conclusion where a practice and residency come together, that both kind of vice versa can impact each other and help you to survive. That's it. Residency as an artist residencies. Good luck with it.